What's going on, YouTube? This is Luke with Endless Entrepreneurs, just coming to you with another sales update video. It is the 4th of July, so happy 4th of July to everyone out there. Hope you're enjoying time with your family, having a great day. Hopefully, if you went out thrifting, you found great stuff, and hopefully your sales are doing a bit better than mine are today. Mine are a little bit slow. If you're new to my channel, I am a part-time eBay seller, a full-time corporate finance analyst, build my business in my spare time. And really, it's a lot more than a hobby at this point. It's evolved to. And as you can see from the title, I have a pretty large $100,000 goal that I'm trying to hit by selling primarily men's used clothing, and I'm branching into women's clothing as well. So today, I'm just going to recap June before it gets away from me. True to form of these videos, I like to talk about 15 items that sold since my last update video, so probably like the last 7 days of June. I'll talk about some of the unique things about them, or not unique, or just kind of their bread and butter, whatever. Hopefully to help you next time you're out thrifting, help you gain some knowledge and things along those lines. I'll also show how much my sales were for the month, how much I sourced, and all those type of things. I'll show you my spreadsheet I use to track that, which is also available at my website in the description if you need to do that. It's a free download, it's just a free spreadsheet for you. So feel free to check that out if you like the layout of it. But I'm going to jump right in. Just going to make sure in the chat that my sound is okay here and that everything is looking all right. Let's see. Sounds like we're doing good. All right. I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to share my screen. And it's kind of exciting that we're through 2 quarters of the year already. It's pretty nuts, actually, thinking about it. But let me just jump in. I'm going to share my screen and show you kind of what's been going on with June. All right. So here is my seller hub. As you can see, I have filtered for June 1st to June 30th, so the entire month. Ended up just shy of $4,700 in sales. Now, last month I was like $3,900, so I'm up, about $800 on the rise. Now, this summer slowdown is a real thing. I didn't realize how much a real thing it is, but man, it's crazy how quickly it dropped. I mean, I did $6,500 in March, and to look at like that plummet down, and then I'm starting to come back up. So, it's good. I wasn't diversified enough, and I wasn't prepared for it, which is my own fault, and I'm adjusting to that. It's just something that you kind of live and learn. Thank goodness I'm a part-time seller, not a full-time seller, so it didn't cripple me. But in either case, happy that sales are going back up. Definitely trending up for July as well. And I'm hoping that July is going to be about a $6,500 month. I'm listing like crazy right now to kick off the month. I'm starting to figure out the promoted listings from my bulk order. I bulk ordered 3,000 pair of LA Bean pants in May. So starting to figure out those. So hopefully we're trending upwards, and hopefully the 4th quarter and starting the 3rd quarter will be enormous for us. So let me shift over. This is the spreadsheet I like to use. And just for people who are new, I'll show you kind of the layout of this. So I just keep track of each day of the month. I have a tab down here for each month. So this is June. And I keep track of the amount of items I list. Now I want to clarify this because when I list my Ella Bean stuff, even though this says 37 listings, that's 37 unique listings that I made that day. In this was probably 200 pair of pants I listed within these 37 listings, but they're multi-quantity listings. Whereas in the back half of these ones, these are all individual SKU, like single source items for Goodwill. So all I've been keeping track of is the amount of active items I list, unique listings, but there are a lot more quantity in here. And that's why when you look at my listing goal for the month of 350, and I came up at 260, it looks like it's short, but in my mind it's not, because I listed probably like 450 if you count all the multi-quantity stuff. So I'm very happy with the listing quantity. But in either case, I do items listed, the number of items sold that day, the total value of those items, and then I have a calculation here to give me the average sale price. And I'm not really sure why this is frozen up here. That's weird. But so you have the average sale price over here, and then I have the items I purchased if I sourced that day, the total cost of those items, and the average cost per item. I use average costing for my accounting, so that's why I keep track of this. It's very easy for me at the end of the year to calculate my cost of goods sold. I just multiply the average of this for the entire year times the number of items I sold, and I get my cost of goods sold. I also keep track of different supplies and things over here each month just to make it easier on myself at the end of tax time. So as you can see, it was steady listing all month. I was stocking up because right here, I was on a 10-day vacation. Pretty much went to Punta Cana for 5 days for an awesome wedding for really good friends of ours, and then went to New York for my nephew's graduation. And so that was pretty cool. It was an awesome trip. But as you can see, zero productivity. I ran a 30% off sale and kind of blew out a ton of inventory and merchandise just to keep sales chugging. And you can see it worked. It was kind of an up and down month with average sale price. Average sale price is at $22, which is way lower than I want. But what's happening is because of my LL Bean bulk order, which I didn't anticipate when I set my average sale price goal of $28 for the year, it's going to pull it down. But my net margin is still right in line with what I want because I got them so cheap. I got them at $1 a pair. So I think my new realistic average sale price should be around $25. So I need to work to push that up. But getting out of the summer slowdown, like that's just kind of the way it is. I'm willing to take some sacrifice on margin to keep sales moving, and we'll start to come out of that, and I'll lessen that blow for sure, and margins will go back up. So I also keep track of food and beverage over here. I didn't have very much to deduct this month, but just for, again, easier at tax time. So down here, what I have is I have my monthly goals right here. So I try to list 350 unique items per month. I like to sell 250. That's the goal. I sold 214, less 2 returns, so it got to 212. And I try to source 400 items per month, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. But I'm not too broken up about that because I did have a lot of stockpiled inventory over the month, so that's good. We also had, as you can see down here, my 2017 goal. So I want to list 4,200 items this year. I want to sell 3,500. And year to date, you can see what my progress is here. So 70% complete with listings, which is pretty crazy, actually, when you think about it. But I am only 37% with sold, which is, a little like 13% behind pace. And you look here, I'm at 32K for the year, which is, measuring against the big 100K challenge. Obviously, I was expecting to be at about 36 or 37 when I did my initial business plan. I thought that's about where I'd be if I have to make up about 13K in the back half of the year. So a little behind schedule, still optimistic that I'm going to hit it just because I'm continuing to list more and more. I'm getting smarter with my buying decisions. The sale price of the items I'm listing is going up. And when, end of third quarter, fourth quarter hits, like the volume that you do in clothing sales during those 4 or 5 months versus the beginning 4 months is just absurdly different and just huge, huge, huge. So I think that I'm still going to hit it. Very optimistic. I will have a business plan. I revised my business plan while I was on vacation for the second half of the year for quarter 3. I will have a video up on that shortly to show kind of the action I plan to take to ensure I hit my 100K goal. So enough rambling. Let me get to the content that I know a lot of people want to see, but I just wanted people to know where I was at. Let's see what we got here. Nope, that's not what I want. Sorry about that. And I'm just going to check chat, make sure we're all good. Yeah, we're good. I was listening to a few on the go, Chris, just to answer that question. I'll show you right here. So I listed 6 on Saturday, which was my birthday. That was that day I did the video. So that was fun doing that. Going to continue to. I'm actually flying out and heading to New York for playing a basketball tournament with my dad this weekend. And I'm going to try to source and list while I'm there. I am flying, so I'm going to have to keep the inventory kind of lightweight, but I plan to do that. So I just want to answer that question real quick. All right, let me jump in here. So first item, this is a brand I've been finding more and more. I actually found a pair of these shorts during our reseller meetup this last weekend. Keep your eyes peeled for it. This stuff just sells so fast. I haven't been able to keep an item up in this brand for like more than 2 or 3 weeks without it selling. I took a best offer of $28 the same day I listed this. Probably could have held out, but it was, towards the end of June, trying to keep sales moving. So very happy with that. This is a slim fit version, just a short sleeve bonobos, I believe is how you pronounce it. Just plain cotton. Here's your tag, just to be on the lookout for. Let's see if I can zoom in for you there. Slim fit obviously sells better. I was in this for $4. And like I said, sold for $28. It was super lightweight. It's shipped for like 6 ounces, I think. So like $2.70 to ship. All right. Included this in here. Now, it didn't sell for $26.99. And because these multi-quantity listings, when I click sold, it's so weird. But what I did do is I sold 4 of these to the same buyer for $16 a piece. Now, when you first hear $16, you're like, that's not very good. But then when you consider it was $1.15 a pair, so, basically $4.60, and it was, roughly was at $64 for he purchased it for. So $4.60 a cost, and it cost me $8.15 in a regional A box to get it there. So, basically $2 a piece to ship them. So even, when you look at that, it's like, less than $4 for shipping and cost of goods. So still a pretty solid margin there. But I just thought it was neat that the same buyer bought all 4. You know, I'm not sure why. They don't know if they're for other people or what. So far, no return, which is cool. But so these are definitely starting to sell. And these are like a Tropic lightweight type pant. They're cotton, but they're like a really, really lightweight. So definitely this time of year, I'm sure they're in demand. I was pretty happy with that flip for sure. This is another brand I love, Mountain Khakis. Again, this is like one of those brands that's just like 100% sell through. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but it always sells. These were just standard blue jeans, 34 by 30, which is a pretty popular size. And they're in excellent shape. Got these for $4.99. Took a best offer of $29.99. They were on sale for like $31 something. So it was a great, I was happy with that offer. $30 in them for $5, and they shipped flat rate for $6. And so hopefully the buyer's happy. Haven't heard back, you know, no negatives or returns, I think that. So that's cool. And there's kind of the logo to be on the lookout for, guys. Definitely a brand you should know. I actually just sold a pair of canvas pants last night for like $22 too. So definitely be on the lookout for that. All right, here's another one. This is one of my favorite dress shirt brands. It sells a lot slower than it used to. This brand used to be really, really, really good to me. This was on sale. I ended up selling for $24.29, I think. I had like a 30% off sale running. In this for $4. Shipped first class for I think it was right around 12 ounces or so, so not too bad. Bought this a while ago. The only reason I know it was a while ago is because I don't have an inventory number up here. And it's funny how you evolve your process and you can start to date your inventory and when it was sold. So I know I had this for quite a few months, probably 4 or 5. Let me show you guys the tag real quick if you haven't seen it before. Gitman Bros. This one it says for bulk, and that's how you know it's one of the newer ones. If you find one of the thin tags, it's like a thin blue or green Gitman Brothers tag. Usually it can be a vintage, and the vintage ones do sell for a lot more if they're in really good shape. All right, here are some Nike ThermaFit, and these are like a 3/4 length sweatpant. I actually forgot to put in the listing, but still haven't had to return that, which is good. And I did put the inseam right in the title, which probably helped. They're double XL. They're kind of like the olive brown color. I've had really good luck with anything ThermaFit for Nike if it's in good shape. The hoodies, the zip-ups, the sweatpants. These were $3.99. They were pretty lightweight. They shipped first class. I think it was like 12 or 14 ounces-ish. They haven't had them long, and like I said, I know because this was 0202, so I listed those earlier in June. So happy with that. And these sold for $24.59. They run that same 30% off sale, so 4 into 24, which is a decent margin for me, especially shipping first class. All right, here is a Charles Tyrwhitt. Again, this dress shirt brand used to be really, really good, and it's definitely a lot slower now. It's French cuff, though. It still sells for me. It's just a little longer tail. It's a non-iron slim fit, which is definitely an attractive feature, kind of keywords for this brand. It's purple check. I probably could have used window pane. It's pretty close, though, window pane check. Window pane is another desirable pattern, especially for keywords if you're using them, and it's size 1635. Let me see if I can show you the tag. There it is. So it was a really nice shirt. And you can see the French cuffs. I try to show the French cuffs there. The inside of the French cuff is what matters the most because when you fold it over, they want to see if there's any wear on the edges once they fold it over and put cufflinks in. So just keep that in mind when you're taking pictures of the French cuff dress shirt. All right, Columbia PFG. So this is one, again, I've had for a little while. There's no inventory number up here. It's a vented polo shirt. This brand has moved so much slower for me than ever before. I think it's definitely flooded in the market a bit. Still moves, but I took a best offer. I think it was like $17.99 for this. I'm in it for $4 a long time ago, and I'm just happy to get it moved. And especially in the summer months, I would have expected stuff like this to move a little faster, but it just hasn't been. So might be my listing, might be it saturated. I'm not sure. Either case, got unloaded it for $18, in it for $4. Not a huge margin, but still profit nonetheless. All right, so this was a Ralph Lauren quarter zip pullover sweater. Not the best pictures. It's navy blue. It had some wear to it. I put good pre-owned condition. It wasn't like visible wear really. It just wasn't like in pristine condition. And it had a white pony on it. Here's your tag. I even forgot to rotate the picture. I've been doing these on my phone, taking the pictures and loading them after I do the draft. So this was a cotton blend. Actually, that's the first time I've seen cotton nylon elastic blend. Normally these are always cotton. But in either case, I took a best offer of $19.99 for this. I was actually only in this one for $3. This was a part of a bulk buy, like a small bulk buy made locally. And so, yeah, 3 to 20. I'm pretty okay with that. It went flat rate for $6. All right, here is a very old piece of inventory, and I can tell my buddy Mike, when he was in town, used to take pictures for me, and this was one that he had taken. And just a new tag, Izod. Took a best offer of $16.99 just to move it. When I see my old backgrounds like this, I've been starting to take some smaller offers just to move it because I know it's older. I've shifted a lot in my inventory system. I'm just trying to keep it easier on myself to get all my inventory moved to the new system. So when I can move some of this older inventory, I'm starting to take the opportunity. So moving it for $16.99. I was in it for $4 a long time ago, over a year ago. So happy with that. Happy to get it out of there and happy to have some profit. Here is a Brooks Brothers. It's blue and brown striped. And again, this is one that I believe he took as well. And so it took a best offer. Actually, no, it just sold straight out for $17.99. I think this was actually the offer price. It's kind of funny that sometimes when I click the sold, it'll show the offer price, and other times it doesn't. But this did sell for $17.99. I was very happy to move that. And this was something weird. I'm not sure if anyone else had this. You can see it sold, and they paid it when I had 5 business days going still for my inventory when I was traveling. But they asked me to wait 4 days to ship it. And I was able to say yes only because I had the 5 business days, and so it didn't ding me. But I'm just curious if anyone can reply in the chat, or later, or even after if you're watching for the second time, if you had a buyer ask to wait to ship it and how you handle it. Because I've never had that, and I was like, wait, am I going to get dinged for not shipping it with 1 business day? Like, had I had 1 business day on there, I would have got dinged, so I would have had to tell them no. I feel like eBay must have an option for you to do that so you don't get dinged for it with your seller performance. But just curious if anyone's had that experience. Here's the Brooks Brothers. It's just a traditional fit non-iron. I only pick up the non-iron with the slim fits. And it's funny to see here, a lot of times I'll find them with markings up here, and it's perfectly fine to pick those up. Just make sure it's in the picture. I haven't had any trouble moving it because it's inside the collar. It's not visible when they wear it. All right, this is one that, again, was a part of that bulk buy I had from quite a while ago. Just started processing that recently. So I was in this for $3. Took a best offer of $18.99. Just a purple Nike dry fit polo shirt, nothing too special. Here's the tag for it. It's an XL. So pretty happy with that, especially when I was in there for $3 to unload it for, that 19 point is still pretty decent. Shipped first class. Here's another one. I actually picked this up when I was sourcing not too long ago, and I can tell from the 0127 inventory tag here that it wasn't too long ago. But it's TPC Sawgrass. I find quite a few of those around here. Navy blue, same thing. We took a best offer for $18.99. End of the month. Yeah, I probably could have held for a little more, but just wanted to get that moved. Here is your tag. And the Nike Tour Performance tend to sell a bit better than the Nike Golf, but when they have good embroideries on it, it also helps. I got 3 more here, guys. So this is a Lucky Brand. Love selling men's Lucky Brand jeans. These were 36 by 30. And again, I found these and listed these not too long ago, early in June. And they sold for $30. Took a best offer. They're on sale for $31.99, I think, at the time. This is the new way I've been taking pictures on the new setup. I kind of like it. Or sometimes I'll put this picture in the front just to kind of grab people's eye. But in either case, here's your tag. And this was the 361 Vintage Straight. It's dark blue. The dark blue always do better for me. And Vintage Straight does pretty solid. There's some other lines that do a little better, but I was in these for $5. Shipped them flat rate for $6. All right, so here's another example. I've been trying to push some inventory out, and I can tell because it's got the white sheet all the way in the background that these are older. These are Bostonian classic. I guess these are wingtip Oxford dress shoes. Had these forever. I mean, I'm talking 18 months probably. Took a best offer for, I think it was $11 or $12, and then I had $7 to ship. So basically, I unloaded them for $20. And I don't even remember when I paid for them way back when. I mean, I bought these when I lived in upstate New York, I think. And I don't even pick up this brand anymore, but happy to just get something back on it. I got those out, no returns yet. So hopefully we're in the clear on moving that old inventory. And here's the last one. And again, when I click the sold listing, because I still have multiple quantities of these left, it takes me right to the live listing. So it's kind of annoying, but in either case, I sold 2 of these to the same buyer for $18.59. He sent a best offer for $1 less than I had it, and so sold 2 of them to him. no complaints yet. And again, I'm in these for $1.15. I was able to fit them both in a flat rate together, so it shipped for about $3 a piece. And really happy with the Ella Bean kind of lift on. It's starting to pick up and get momentum. So really happy with that. Excited to see what kind of as we move towards that fourth quarter does, especially selling new without tag stuff and using promoted listings. I think it's really good. So there's my 15 items, guys. I'm gonna stop sharing and jump over to the chat, see what's going on. All right. Let me check the chat here. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Hopefully someone learned something. Looks like people are answering that question I had. Hey, Turtle Trader, thanks for stopping in. Glad you're joining us tonight. It was good to meet you the other day. Really appreciate that support there. Thank you. All right, let's see. Illinois Picker said I've had someone request to ship to a different address. Yeah, I've had that before. Christopher Bell said I had a buyer ask me to ship a week later. I called eBay the next morning to make sure it was okay. They said, yes, you won't get dinged, but 3 weeks later I did. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't normally sweat it. I'm not a top-rated seller anyway, so it's not like I'm trying to preserve that. I probably will. I think the fourth quarter I'm going to try to get to a top-rated seller, but I just really haven't paid attention to it. I've had too many defects from selling old inventory that's really held me back, unfortunately, so need to get a little better about that. All right, how's everyone else's sales doing? My sales have been really slow today. I think I've sold like 4 things, and they're all like small things. I expected 4th of July sales to be pretty slow. I really wasn't expecting anything to be extraordinary by any means. But hopefully they'll start to pick up tomorrow, and the rest of July we can start getting some momentum built and get away from this summer slowdown that has been hitting a lot of us clothing sellers. Kevin said, processing in bulk buy and having your eBay and Amazon just go ding, ding, 3 a.m. bedtime. Oh, wow. And I said, do you leave the dry clean tag on the picture and list it? That's a great question. Yeah, I always leave the dry clean tags on if they're included, unless it's covering up like a tag I need to take a picture of. But typically I like to leave it on. Just shows the buyer that it's well taken care of. I think it gives a really good perception of the buyer that it's taken care of, and that, you know, that they're getting a quality item. So I always try to leave it on if they have it. Yeah, people are saying they got a lot of lowball offers today. Yeah, the only thing I've gotten a lot of lowball offers, and that's about it. And I've got a couple like medium sales. I mean, like $17 to like $22 sales. Nothing crazy. Any other questions, guys? Feel free to add them here. I'm going to take like the next 10 or 15 minutes, and then I need to get back. I got some shipping to do. I got to do a little more listening, and then get to bed because tomorrow I'll get back to routines. Going to have the live at 5 early morning motivation videos. Get those back and rolling now that holidays are over. It is closed for work, so I'm a little dreading that. It's going to be busy, busy, busy. But I fly out Thursday, so going to be working remotely a little bit. We'll see how much work I can get done. Really want to get a lot done tomorrow, the next 2 days before I leave, so that I'm well positioned for those trips. And the other thing I'm excited about, well, first of all, we had our reseller meetup, which was amazing this last Saturday. I think Jason over on Prof Sales just put up his video. I put up some highlights from it, so definitely check those out if you haven't, guys. And if you're local to this area, keep your eyes peeled for when we do the next one. Love to have you there. And then the following week, we have the Green Room meetup, which I'm really pumped about. Known Tino now for like half a year, talking with him all the time. I never met him in person, so I'm super pumped to meet him. Jason's going down. A lot of people get to meet Steve and Chris, and just a lot of people that I've talked with and had Google Hangouts with and been on people's shows, but I've never met them in person, so I'm really, really pumped for that. So that's not this weekend, but the following weekend. Lisa just asked, do you list 60 days or until canceled? So I'm doing good till canceled for everything. It's a very recent shift. I used to do 30 days so that I could adjust my prices or just relist. But I got to the point where I have so many listings that it was just taking too much time to relist. Even though it was only a few minutes here or there, it was enough that it felt better to just have them continually be up. And so I just routinely try to check my prices whenever I can. But I do good till canceled, and I haven't noticed any hit in that. Curlin said, do you hit estate or downsizing sales? I've hit a couple of estate sales around here. They're very hit or miss. I found that some of the estate sales around here are like in the more like old historic part of the town, which are the really big ones. The problem with them is all the clothing tends to be really, really musty and mothbally. And I don't know, I haven't been able to get the smell out of a lot of the things that I've bought. So I've kind of stayed away from it. And the Goodwills are so plentiful here. And people who came to the reseller meetup can attest that we just have a really good supply of clothing here that I kind of stick to that. No problem, COA. Appreciate you stopping in. Glad you're enjoying the content. If you have any ideas for videos, and this goes to everyone too, ideas for future videos, please drop them in the comments. I always write them down and try to bring you guys whatever content you're looking for. GB asks how many best offers you get a day. That really varies. Back in like March when things were really booming, I was getting 6 to 10 offers a day at least, and I was selling like 7, 8, 9, 10 items a day. So yeah, it kind of fluctuates. Like today, I think I've had 5 best offers. Yesterday, I had very few. Saturday, I had a ton of best offers. So just kind of it's up and down. Let's see. Yeah, it's been slow for me too, Penny. Jeff Molnar said, do you use the auto accept for best offers or auto decline? I don't use either. I manage them myself. As I get bigger and have more listings, I might look at doing the auto accept. But it's my understanding, if there's a way to bulk change the auto accept, please let me know. Someone drop it in the comments. I haven't figured out a way. So that's why I haven't added it in, because I think you have to do every item individually. Illinois Picker said, Luke, any worries about YouTube videos content with regard to your employer? That's a great question. I personally don't have any worries about it. I've always kind of had the mantra of I still put in hard work. Like I put in valuable work to my employer. I value that employment, and I feel like I want to do a good job for them. So I don't think there'll ever be a complaint. Like I think if my quality of work went down or something like that, then maybe there'd be issues. But if my employer did have a hard time with it, I mean, I don't know. I think I'd have to evaluate that my employer was being critical of what I did in my spare time. I kind of, if it's not impacting your job, hopefully they don't have a problem with it. That's just me personally. I don't know what other people have dealt with, and it looks like you've had some stories of that. So we'll see. So far, so good. I think I've been doing videos since November and I've had 2 employers during that time. So neither have had an issue yet. I mean, I'm not open and disclosing it to everyone, telling them I'm doing it, but I mean, I view myself as a very good worker, so I think that will hopefully cover up for that and speak for itself. So that was a really long-winded answer, sorry, but that's kind of how I feel about it. Let's see. Yeah, Morgan, I'll do a video on the best suits to buy. I actually started a decent series on that, talking about best patterns, best materials, and I haven't finished that off. So I'm glad you reminded me. I'll try to do that. Maybe while I'm traveling, that'll be something good to do because I'll be gone for a couple of days. So maybe I'll try to do that. I'm bringing my computer, my mic, and this new webcam I'm trying out tonight with me. So hopefully I can do that while I'm on the road. Let's see. You can get suits for 25 cents. That's amazing. That opens up a lot of different things you can buy when you can get them for 25 cents. Where do you get them for that, Morgan? That's awesome. Let's see. Have you ever used auto relist twice button? I have not used that. I'm not sure. I've only done 30 days or good till canceled. I'm not sure what that button or that feature does, so I don't want to speak incorrectly about it, but I haven't used that. Let's see, Wesley, have you always measured every shirt and jeans? I know some people don't, and I'm wondering if you tested listing without measuring. I've always done measurements. It varies what measurements I use. Like for men's jeans, for example, I use just 2 measurements. I do waist and inseam. For women's, I do 4. I do waist, inseam, rise, and cuff opening. For shirts, I do 3. Suits, I do 10. Blazers, I do 5. So just kind of varies by item, but I always measure just to try to reduce returns. I think it helps a lot with reducing your returns. Illinois Picker said, I think they troll the social media before hiring anyways, like checking credit. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I've heard a lot of stories about, is them looking ahead of time. But yeah, I haven't had any issues since being employed. So if it changes, I'll definitely share it with everyone, I promise. But I haven't had any issues. I have decent balance right now with it, which is nice. Troy said, I picked up some Skechers shape-ups for $10 new with tags and box today. Check the comps. And I guess. Yeah, those maybe it was you I saw post on Instagram. Someone posted on Instagram they found some new ones, and the comps looked ridiculous. So very cool. Cool find. Great grab. Illinois Picker said, do you have Sunday 99-cent sales there in Goodwill Retail on clothing color of the week? Indiana does every Sunday. I get jeans for that price. That's crazy. We don't. we kind of have, so we don't have sales or tag sales or anything on our Goodwills, but the upside is that everything is flatly priced. So shirts are $4, jeans are $5, pants are $4, sweaters are $4, blazers are $5, suits are $10. So, you know, it's like, that's the upside, is that I get them flat. They don't mark up all the good brands or things like that. So it's kind of got its pros and cons. Yeah, Wesley, it's a good question about the measurements. It is a lot of extra work. It definitely takes extra time. I haven't tested both. I know a lot of the really, really, really big sellers don't do as many measurements or any at all, but I also know their return rate is a lot higher. So that's just from the things I've read and things I've looked at. But I mean, maybe Wesley, it's up to you to test it for us. Maybe you can test half your items one way and half the other and let us know. I don't want to be the guinea pig on that right now in the middle of this challenge, but maybe it'd be something to experiment with later. Oh, Troy, okay, you're the one who saw me at Strange Brew. Yeah, you should have said hi while I was there. Yeah, if anyone sees me out thrifting or whatever, feel free to say hi. It won't bother me, I promise. Morgan said, one of our local thrift stores to move merchandise, one of the sale color tags are 25 cents. Nobody buys suits there, always left. That's an awesome opportunity. Yeah, I used to do that in upstate New York for Salvation Armies. I would wait till they had the half off days and go just grab a ton of the suits, even the lower end ones, because I can get them for like $250 sometimes. Let's see. Illinois Picker said, providing measurements on jeans is key, especially for women. When you don't, you will get questions, and you can count on some returns as well. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm kind of in Illinois Pickers camp on that one, especially for women's jeans. Men's stuff, you might not have as many issues, because I know, like, when I buy a shirt and it's like, oh, large, okay, good, let me have that. I'm not worried about the pit to pit and the, you know, sleeve, you know, the sleeve length, all that stuff. I'm just like, yeah, that sounds good. I know that brand, I know that size, that works. Versus women's might be a little different. I don't want to speak for women because I'm not sure when they shop, but I would definitely say I'm kind of in Illinois' Pickers camp on that providing measurements is definitely good. Yeah, and the tags never match with reality. That's so true. I just listed 2 pair of Miss Me jeans before doing this video, and one was size 27 and one was size 26, and they measured 30-inch waist and 32-inch waist. So, yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Yeah, Treep, I agree. Measurements help the buyer know you're a serious seller as well. Yeah, the more information you provide, the more detail, it definitely helps the buyer, gives them a comfortable feeling when they make the purchase that you took the time and the care and know your item well. All right, let me see here, guys. Southern Draw Gale said, I get lots of return requests for women. That's why I usually charge shipping on women's clothes. That's interesting, especially for me. Like, I'm just starting to learn about women's clothes. I'm not sure if anyone watched my haul video from last night, but I'm just starting to buy more women's stuff. And so I'm curious to see the return rate. It'll be a really good case study for me too, because now that I'm selling both men's and women's, I'll be able to give a genuine answer after a couple months of if I think it's higher or not. And I just haven't known before them. But I am trying to do my research up front. I'm really trying to know the styles, the keywords, and the measurements. And yeah, Krill and I agree, the styles shift a lot more with women. So I just have to do a lot more research and keep up on it. The one nice thing is I'm really trying to focus on average sell price items that are like consistently above $25, like not even close to that line, so that I can eliminate a lot of that trendiness. We'll see if that works. But I got some good stuff today when I was thrifting. I actually got a really big haul. I'm going to pre-record the haul video for today for you guys and hopefully put it up this weekend. But I just don't have time. I don't have time to do it live right now, unfortunately. Donna asked, is it worth picking up a 2-piece suit that's usually 3-piece? It's my local Goodwill for $10, missing the vest. 3-piece comps are well over 100. Your opinion, please. My opinion would depend on the brand, the material, and the pattern and the style. I know that's a lot of things, but suits are so tricky and weird. It depends on so many things. You know, comps on 3-piece suits in general that doesn't mean a whole lot to me because the brand, the material, the pattern drive almost all the pricing. Illinois Picker said, I've had good luck with no returns on women's fitness clothing as long as I list clearly with great picks. I didn't know. Thanks, Illinois. All right, I'm going to take maybe 2 more questions here, guys, and then I'm going to wrap up. I've got some things to get done before bed. Crazy, no problem for missing the start of the video. You can always rewatch at the end. I appreciate you stopping in at all. I did show my progress yet. Just quick high-level summary. I'm at 32K on the year, so little. I thought I'd be about 37K by this time of the year, so a little behind plan, but I still think that I will get there. But feel free to rewatch after I cover 15 items that sold too for you. Dylan asked, do you plan to stick with clothing and shoes only? For right now, I am for the year, and there's a couple reasons why. And I was talking about this to Chris the other day on one of our videos, and just for me, clothing is easy for me to streamline and keep scalable because I have a full-time job. So like between shipping and storage and all the other factors that are time-consuming, it's the easiest for me to streamline. So hopefully, like I may expand out later after I do this challenge, but I think for right now, as I grow, it's the best way to stably grow consistently. So hopefully that answers that question. Thanks, Illinois Picker. I appreciate it. You said that he's impressed with his sales while working full time. I appreciate that. I do definitely hustle a lot. I do believe that anyone can do this. I don't think that I'm the special or the exception. I do put in a lot of work. But anyone who's willing to put in the time, the effort, and really continue to push yourself, you definitely could do volume like this while working full time. You have to give up quite a bit, but you could do it. Let's see. Lorenzo Bruno is the brand for the three-piece suit. I've never heard of that brand, so I would hesitate to pick it up for 10, but I haven't done my own research on it, so I'd have to really check. Yeah, happy 4th of July to everyone, guys. If you're taking off, I appreciate you stopping in. If you don't mind, hit that like button for me at the bottom on your way out. Subscribe if you're not already. I would appreciate that a lot. Let's see. What is the limit? Oh, let's see. GBS, what is the limit of heel wear you look for? I try to look for almost perfect shoes, and that's only because I'm so new to them. I'm excited for Tino and Steve Rakin's shoe guide they just came out with. I'm going to be reading that cover to cover and really participating in that Facebook group. So highly recommend if you are interested in shoes and want to know more about it, check that out. I mean, he's taken all his expertise and put it in one spot for you. So it's an amazing opportunity to get the expertise of someone who literally sells $250,000 of shoes a year, basically. So highly suggest checking him out. His channel is Tino the Soul Advisor. I would go there for all of your shoe guidelines and advice. Jordan, you're in finance too. That's awesome. Yeah, I agree. It's an awesome escape. This is my hobby and kind of what I'm passionate about outside of work. Really keeps me sane with some balance. So I love it. Question, how long do you keep relisting an item until you send it to auction? I don't send items to auction. I auction ties only, just use the free auction listings. If I think something's a good buy, I'll keep it up for as long as I need to. At 10 cents a month, it's so cheap to keep it up. I just keep doing that. Yeah, Illinois Picker. Soul Advisor is a great name. It's well fitted. Wesley said, I have a suit blazer with no size. How do I list it? So there are some decent suit guides online, Wesley. If you search, first I would go to the manufacturer's website and look at the standard measurements for the sizes if they're available. If you can't find that, the next best thing to do is to measure the waist measurement, double it and subtract 2 inches, and that's usually roughly what the size will be. So like if, for instance, if it's 24 inches across, you double it to get to 48, take 2 away, and 46 is probably the right size. You can tell if it's regular, long, or short by the length of the measurement from top to bottom. So top of the collar to the bottom. If it's usually in like a 32 to 33.5 or 31 to 33.5 range, it's regular. If it's below that, it's short, and if it's above that, usually it's long. That's a rough guideline, but you can use Google to your advantage and check out some of the manufacturers' websites to get the very specifics. You can get pretty darn close even without a tag. Question, and this is the last one I'm going to take, guys, says, do you still list clothes with missing size tag? Yeah, as long as the brand's right and I can tell the size, I always list it. I always tell that the size tag's listing. I say it's estimated from the measurements below, so please check the measurements for buying. For example, today I found my first, and I don't know if you pronounce it Lululemon or Lululemon, but either way, I'll give you both pronunciations. I found my first one ever, and it's a men's shirt. It's like a crew neck, athletic, dry fit type shirt, and it has no size tag. So I'm going to have to estimate. For me, it's easy because I just throw it on and figure out what I think it is. For men's stuff, for other things, it's a little more tricky. You got to use measurements and the manufacturer's website. Yeah, Wesley, for Ermenegildo Zegna, that's a great brand, and you should be able to find a lot on that for measurements and sizing. Illinois picker. I'll ask one more. I'll answer this one more because I think it's a good question. It says, what is your goal for net profit this year? So my goal is to maintain a 50% net profit. So if I hit my 100K goal, I will make a net 50K, clear that in my pocket. That is the goal for 50K pre-tax income. That's my goal. And actually, that's a really good point. I'm going to put a plug in right now. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be over on the Green Room Show. Steve Rakin and Chris Bonafide Hustler are going to be hosting, and we'll be over there. And we're actually, one of the things we're going to be talking about is the 100K goal I have. Casey the Rockstar Flipper is actually going to be on as well. So we're going to be talking about, selling 100K worth of merchandise, clothing on eBay in 1 year. We're going to talk about being part-time, versus full-time. And just kind of all those things that come with like net profit and what that actually looks like, and those type of things. So I think it's gonna be a really cool, unique show. If anyone's around, check us out. And I believe it'll be on Steve Rakin's channel. I'll post it in social media on my Instagram and kind of tomorrow and advertise that to you guys. But I'd love to have you guys stop in and say hi. All right, yeah, no problem, guys. I'm glad you guys enjoyed. I'm going to bounce off now so I can ship and get to bed at a good time and get back to the early morning wake up tomorrow. I'm pretty pumped to get back to routines. I love my routines. So hopefully everyone had an awesome 4th of July. Hopefully you guys got to relax with your families, had some good food, and hopefully your sales start picking up. Hit that like button for me if you don't mind. Subscribe if you're not, and check me out on Instagram, Endless Entrepreneurs. If you do need any supplies for your business or want to see what I use, I have them in the description. Amazon affiliate links there. Feel free to check those out. Have a great night, guys. Really appreciate you stopping in, and we will talk soon.